Welcome again, everyone. This is the first official episode of Inside the PFL. I am your champion, El Zubador, Joe, and I am joined by my co-commissionishes, Manny.
Hello.
And Thomas.
That's me.
Thomas, you are a new addition here because we realized that probably all the commissioners should be involved and it shouldn't just be me and Manny.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate the the thoughtfulness on something that should have been thought of. It's okay though.
I mean, we did say in the opening, last episode, that we did this in less than 24 hours.
That's fair. I'll give you that. That's fair.
Exactly, and you do bring a perspective to the New York people that me and Manny have no idea who the fuck most of them are.
That's fine. It makes sense. You don't live there. I got you.
Very true. Now, we're starting things off here on this first episode of Inside the PFL. We are covering Week 1 of Season 6, and gentlemen, what a week it was, I must say. Thomas, what was your favorite part of the week?
It might have been either double tailwind or, honestly, I think it was in Tristan's match where he got sticky webbed and then set up Trick Room and then proceeded to laugh a lot. I think that was pretty good stuff there.
That was some chef kiss shit right there. And Manny, what was your favorite part of the week?
Probably my big comeback win, but if I had to give another one, I would probably say just Tristan's all-around game. That was what really impressed me the most.
Tristan was the surprise, and I think we're gonna get into that here. Manny, you have some observations you've been going here. The week was full of thrills, spills, rust, missed plays, many missed plays, a lot of misplays, a lot on my part especially, and general boneheadedness. And I think, Manny, we're going to start off with a segment where you have some battle observations that you'd like to go over.
Yes, I'm so excited. I've been channeling my inner Stugatz. I'm ready to go with my hot takes.
A segment that we have stolen wholesale from another radio show, but it's okay.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But my hot takes are locked and loaded for the whole season, okay? I'm ready to go, and these are just my initial thoughts, my untethered, uncensored, and unlike Stugatz, I don't have to be PC about anything I say.
Oh,
so,
oh no.
yes.
No.
My untethered responses to to everyone's games. So, I'm gonna lead us in with the big one, okay? Joe. I wish that Mike used Flare Blitz one more time on my eyeballs so I could stop watching that terrible match.
Burn.
Tristan might as well order his Krispy Kreme donuts now. Joe, let's do some math. P2 plus Trace equals broken. Tristan, championship, collision course. Kyle, Mr. Consistent. Joe, scientists say that gold doesn't rust, but I think they need to consult you because you seem to have figured it out.
Fuck.
Oof.
Ooh.
Oof.
Carmine vs. Mario. Battle of the Titans. Carmine looked a little confused. Unfortunately for him, Salamence did not.
Oh! Oh!
Now, Thomas, you can't escape.
Oh, I know.
Thomas is just as bad at making game picks as he is at actually battling. He tried to steal a win with a crook and a scarf, but he ended up needing an ambulance as he was rushed to Entei's burn unit. You may need some aloe, but not for the pain relief, Thomas, but for some lube as Entei penetrates your butt.
Shit.
Damn.
I hear Trevor is setting up a date with, wait for it, last place champion.
Oh.
Because he doesn't know how to get down with Gardevoir. Bobby S. continues to be the luck god. Dan went to the wrong neighborhood to try and steal a win, but he ran into Murphy's cotton guard dog. Let's lighten up the mood. I wrote Gage a poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. Wouldn't you know that Zam is very good too? I wonder if Gage will eat chopsticks from now on, because I would be afraid of another Mega Zam spooning. I think there is something in the water over in Washington State. Newsflash, this just in, it's crits.
All over the weather map.
Tyler? Ty God? No. Ty Lucky? Ty Crit? Ty Last Place? Ty Bad. And Joe, those are the weekend observations.
Yay. You done good on that one, Manny. Jesus. I fucking...
I gotta say,
I am rusty. It's
I gotta say, not knowing what that was gonna be, I am thoroughly impressed by your slam poetry skills. Oof.
You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome.
Those were beautiful.
So we got here, let's just talk about really quick. So I don't know if I've said to anybody, which is probably a problem because I should probably fucking say these things. The Conference Cup matches are going to be the games of the week, basically. Because we're doing Conference Cup matches all season and shit, every Conference Cup match is going to be a game of the week. So we're going to start off, I think, with our games of the week here, where we're just going to talk a little bit about the battles themselves. I think one of the more impressive battles of... Well, I was going to say the season, it's fucking week 1, Jesus. One of the more impressive battles of the week of Mario beating Carmine +2 here. It was an event, I think. The first battle of the season sets a great fucking precedent, first of all.
It really does. It really does. I mean, just the first couple of plays was interesting. Like the Sap Sipper on the Spore Mongoose, it was a very interesting play, and then the T-Tar switch into the Ice Punch. Even though it just did some nice chip, but then that brick break, woo! Woo! That was some good stuff right there.
The cow came fast.
Yeah, dude. That cow has a base 100 speed, folks. That outspeeds everything on Carmine's team except for Lando, I, and Mian Xiao. Everything.
Speed tiers, everybody. Speed tiers. Learn them.
This shit's broken.
My favorite play of the game. And again, Thomas, you mentioned this a bit earlier, because I saw it coming a fucking mile away, and it was still amazing when you've got Whimsicott and you've got Tornadus out against each other, and the whole thing, because me and Mario helped plan this team against Carmine here just the entire time. We gotta be careful of fucking Tailwind. We gotta be careful of Tailwind. Mario did not know that Whimsicott got Tailwind, so when he found that out, it was such a beautiful sight, and then just having both people use Tailwind at the same time was miraculous.
That was hysterical. I saw that, and then I was just like, air horns everywhere. I don't know, man. That milk tank, even though it went down first, it just poked holes, man, everywhere. I shouldn't say poked. I should say, like, fisted holes everywhere, man. It brought that T-Tard down to 10%. It fucked some shit up, man. It did some damage. My God.
So, are we moving Milk Tank up?
Ooh. Nah. I think the milk tank's in a perfect spot, honestly.
Our other Game of the Week game this week was Kyle getting a +3 win over Derek, which was pretty much expected, I'd say. Like, look at Kyle's team. Look at
it was disgusting. It was utterly gross. Man has so much bulk. Can we just Rhyperior, Alola-Mola, Ferrothorn, Toxapex was this man's core. The Slowbro can only do so much. It's a physical wall, right? Mega Slowbro is a physical wall.
Yeah, it's got like 180 or something.
Yeah, that's a lot. But then, like, in the special department, unless you're combinding up or bringing investment, it was just a rough match, I think. I think Kyle is just, again, like Mandy said, Mr. Consistent. I think he just is very calculated in his play. It's just very hard.
He's never gonna make like a ballsy stay or like.
No, he never does it. It's insane.
Or like a random switch. Like he's gonna go into exactly who you think he's going into, and it's just
Dude, I play random battles with him, and he doesn't even make a risky switch. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're playing randoms, and you're doing this to me? Really? I bet.
One thing to go over, though, as well in this. Can somebody tell Derek how to build a fucking Magnazone set, please?
Oh my god. Alright, I got some insight on this. So, I started helping Kyle team build for this on Tuesday. And all week, he's going, oh man, I got nothing for this flash cannon. I got nothing. I was like, doesn't, like, Mega Skeptile? He's like, no, it gets, like, 2-shot. I was like, Rhyperior? No, nothing. Toxapex Ferrothorn didn't even take it too well. I was like, damn, man, I don't know what you're gonna do. And we're sitting there, and I'm watching this live, and the man's clicks Gyro Ball. And me and Murphy are just sitting there like, what the fuck did we just actually watch?
Gyro Ball.
Gyro Ball.
If Derek knew how to make a fucking Magnazone set, Kyle might have had a less impressive victory.
Yeah, it probably would have been +2, +1. I think he had answers for it. If he got some chip, he had the rocks up. I don't know. Just bring Flash Cannon, Derek. Future. Bring Flash Cannon. Bring, like, Magnet Rise. You bring some cheeky shit. Just please bring Flash Cannon.
Use fucking Magnet Pull to your advantage, how about? You know?
Yeah. You could have trapped Pharaoh with HP Fire and just,
We got also, we'll move on to the Ruby division here very quickly. I think now, also as well, actually, before we move over to Ruby, I think the way, we're having a show meeting right on the air right now as we're doing this. The way that this is going to work is, of the 2 Conference Cup games, we are going to choose one, and that is the one that advances onward toward the Game of the Week of the Season prize, or whatever. So,
that's fair.
I was going to say, I think we're all in agreement that Mario over Carmine is the one here. No offense to Kyle, Mr. Consistent.
give me Mario.
Yeah, while Kyle's match was very calculated, nice to watch, very consistent play, I think there were just much more like, oh shit moments in Mario and Carmine's match that give it the game of the week here. I gotta agree.
More air horn plays. I think one thing...
Oh, 100%.
One thing that we missed was, for Miltank as well, at one point, burned as well, at about 17% health, took a Fire Fang from Mega Garchomp, and lived with about 2% health, so it was still able to get a little bit more chip off on Mega Garchomp, which is fucking
Jesus.
So stupid.
Jesus, dude. I can't.
So, Ruby, we got M1, the man who knows almost nothing about Pokemon, getting the +2 on James here for what I think was, this match was fucking bowling shoe ugly. It was awful to watch.
Bowling shoe ugly. Same. Oh no. There was just some questionable stuff here.
Some of the plays.
He manages to pull out the +2, M1 does, doing something that I've never done. I've never fucking beaten James, and I never want to be in the same division as him, so I don't even want to try to beat him, but
it's quite a rush, I gotta tell you.
This is the year to do it, because, I mean, Manny, you had said that, and I think we mentioned this before, you know, stats are stats, and all of the fucking tier 5 Pokemon that James has, trying to make him look good. He's got the tools, he could do it, it's just that you need some kind of backup there.
Like, your strategy and your play will get you really far, but, like, what are you gonna do against other people's actual threats? It's just you have no safe switch-ins. You have, like, if M1 over here, if he made some predictions or maybe had a type chart next to him, I don't think.
Oh my God.
I think he wins greater than +2, and I don't even think the Florges crits would even matter if it was anybody else. So I think that any other battler would have abused the fact that they were just a bunch of tier 5s. So
I'm gonna go down to a turn basis here.
All
Turn
right.
10. James switches out what I believe to be Regigigason, and then he switches into Altaria, and then M1 hits it with the close combat, right? Not very effective. Crits it for 28%. Now, you're critting for 28%. Don't click it again. Don't click it again. You're not doing more than 28%. Like, cause think about it. Like, your crit chance is like 4.6 something in the 4 range. I don't remember exactly.
4.65.
Yeah. Right? So that's your chance. And then you gotta do it twice? Don't click it again. You got Stab Iron Head, Cobalion gets Volt Switch. Like, you have tools, man. You had Stone Edge probably too. I think it gets Stone Edge.
There was a very teaching moment after that battle where I'm just like, you probably should have just hit Iron Head, which you probably should have.
Can we talk about one thing real quick?
Sure.
Thomas, are you a little bit shell-shocked? Because you opened up that line with what I believe to be Regigigas. Like, do you not know who's Zoroark or who's real, who's not real? Like, are you still like you're
Go fuck
suffering from
yourself.
some PTSD?
Go
or...
fuck yourself, Manny. You know
Got
what?
him.
You know what? When we get to our match, I'll bring up something, but like,
So you're Manny, you're gonna be over here roasting Thomas. Well, I'm gonna put you on the hot seat for a second here.
Okay.
How you feeling about Trevor?
Okay. Remember I said all that stuff last episode. I take it all back. All of it. Give me all of it. I want to sell. Short all of his stocks.
Are we gonna pull up their match right now? Is that what we're gonna
Oh
talk
boy, no. I don't want to even remember it.
Manny doesn't want to look at it here. So Trevor is he's trying his damnedest, but man, maybe it's Rob. I don't know, because we've seen before. I think this is like the third time now Rob has just taken one from Trevor. And again, Rob wins +1. He probably, I don't know if he could have done better, but I mean, Trevor
would have been rough.
I mean, after a certain point, Trevor had that seemingly in the bag, and then did some things like using HP from Gardevoir instead of a Hyper Voice on I forget whom.
Yeah.
But when it did
It was late game. It was super late game. I'll try to look for it.
He could have won +4. Trevor could have won +4, and it was, I'm pretty sure it was that exact play. If he Hyper Voiced, he gets the 2-tap on Zapdos, and if he Hyper Voices, I think that Metagross was at a range of health where it would have also been 2-tapped by a combination of, I'm assuming the HP was for Metagross, so it was HP something. So I'm assuming that a Hyper Voice plus an HP would have killed it.
I guess predicting the Metagross switch because it's a fairy and like a steel type, I guess. But like, Zapdos is one bulky motherfucker. I expect him to stay in there.
Rob
I gotta
tricked
say.
him though earlier in the game. Rob switched Metagross into Mega Gardevoir the very first time Mega Gardevoir came out.
And that's why conditioning your opponent. I think that's something that we should also touch on really quick. In a game state where you're waiting for something to happen, like you need to get a crit or a Scald Burn, or you need to land Toxic on something and not have it heal Bell off like on an Evolution or something like that, conditioning your opponent into making the same moves over and over again and then switching it up on them because you have another answer is huge. It's huge. I don't know. It's just a very important aspect to gameplay. Manny did it to me. It happens. Right? Like,
you set
My
expectations.
dedicated switch was Yuxi every time.
Right.
yeah, dude.
I didn't deviate.
He didn't deviate. Every time I would go into Megalopony, he would switch into Yuxi, and we'll touch on that later. But like, just in general, like you guys, it's a very smart idea to get into to play. Like sometimes you can brute your way through things. Like again, like strategy will only get you so far though. But like sometimes you just need to play a little slower, and it just pays in dividends. I don't know.
Mind games, as they say.
Yeah, honestly, mind games are huge.
We were wrong to doubt Rob, and
Yes.
I think that when we get to the picks this week, I'll make sure to rectify that. Moving on here, we got probably the game of the week. Just not even I fucking can't even use game. The best game of the week for Tristan beating Mike here, which we were all in on Mike's. Tristan's an X Factor. He's probably not going to do anything. We could not have written a better battle, I think, when you get shit like P2, Trace and Regenerator 3 or 4 times in that battle, probably.
Oh my god.
Sticky Web to counter the Trick Room to counter the Sticky Web.
Dude. Oh my god.
Mike got game planned.
Yeah, Mike's game plan was give Tristan the W.
Mike had Plan Z, first of all, which is his plan for everything, which is if he has a Pokemon with Flare Blitz, he's going to click Flare Blitz until the opposing Pokemon die, it worked for him. It got 3 kills, but of course, 3 Flare Blitzes and you're down, and then Mike has no game plan and he loses +2.
And if you're playing Mike, for everyone who's listening out here right now, he never changes his sets. He will run Banded Infernape for the entirety of the season. So,
And
just watch out.
he hates toxic stalling.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, yeah, Toxic
He
Protect.
has one steel type and no poison types. Toxic Protect. He's never bringing a Dougie. I hope he brings a Dougie every match now just to prove me wrong, but Mans will never bring a Dougie.
The loss had Mike running scared. He was satisfied after the loss because he's just like, yeah, that was a good battle. But I think that in the back of his mind, he's just like, fuck, oh god, oh, I'm going to have to face this shit again, Jesus Christ.
And there's a Gardevoir in his division with Trace running around.
So Tracer Generator is real.
It's the best.
It's a very spooky sight.
Next, we've got the biggest win of the season here, where we got Murphy going over Dan +4, where, Thomas, you were very excited about this match before it took place, and I'd like you to expound upon that a bit, if you please.
Okay, so, this match was the funniest match I think I've ever prepped for, or helped somebody prep for in my entire life. Let me tell you why. Because I think Murphy was over my house, 3 or 4 times, where he was just like, Tom, build mock Dan teams, and I'm just going to go. Right? So we did that for a good amount of time. And on top of that, Dan drafts 9 physical attackers.
Not the best distribution.
Not a solid distribution by any stretch of the imagination. And 2 special attackers. And his 2 special attackers, they need Trick Room. I mean, maybe not so much Jinx, but Trick Room, beneficial by every stretch of the imagination for his team. I was waiting for, and then I helped Dan too. The night, that night when it was happening, Sunday night, whenever it was, I had him in Discord and he was like, Tom, can you help me? I was like, sure. And he's like, I gotta prep all this stuff. And I was like, how many Trick Room setters do you have? And he had 1, and I held my tongue. I should have said bring more, because he only brought 1. And when your team revolves around Trick Room because of your stack attack, because of your Mega Ampharos, because of your other Pokemon, he doesn't really have that many high speed tier Pokemon, I would highly recommend dropping him on for a Trick Room setter.
One thing that I noticed in that battle too, so stack attack is out against Gardevoir, and he takes 30% from an energy ball. Gardevoir is near death at this point. Yeah. Rather than hitting Trick Room at that point with stack attack out and taking another energy ball or something, he decides instead to just hit the gyro ball at that point right there. And he could have had Trick Room up for 3 more turns with stack attack out, and he just decided to fucking kill Gardevoir right there.
This is what I'm saying, a little slower in your play, a little smarter, a little more thought out. I need to work on it too. I will take blame. It happened in my match.
We'll get there.
But we'll get there, and Manny's gonna ream me for it. But take a second. Run a calc. Run 2 calcs. Breathe in, breathe out. Check your phone. Get back to the match. You know what I mean? It's very beneficial in my opinion.
Or you could be like me and Joe and run 50 calcs throughout the week, and then know everyone's damage output.
Yes, that's also very important.
Because I get really paranoid, and I have to know everyone's big damage calcs.
Oh yeah,
else I don't feel comfortable.
I'm gonna start going what is this one coverage move going to do to this one mon that he's not going to bring, but just in case, if I fucking find a grass knot on something, I gotta know how much it's gonna do. Preston beats Gage in what I guess could be called a shocker, because I'm the person that picked Preston to win, because Mega Alakazam's fucking scary!
Oh my god. I remember I was talking to him, right? He was prepping for his match. He was like, what should I bring on Zam? I was like, I don't know, Shadow Ball, Psychic, Energy Ball, maybe Focus Miss, just some coverage, some nice coverage, right? And oh my god, Mega Zam is nuts.
He brought the exact set that could kill Gage when he was down, I think, 3 to 4 at that point.
Oh, it was a close match. It was a close ass match.
And that's the thing. I feel like the plus here doesn't give enough to Gage, who I feel like built a really good team for that here, but didn't really. I don't know if he lost his answer to Mega Zam early, but it's it felt like he didn't as soon as it was out, it's just okay, what now? I can't fucking do anything.
It's so funny actually, because we're sitting in me and Murphy were sitting in Discord watching, and I think Kyle too. And we're sitting there, we're just oh my god, Feraligatr solves all of his team. It was over. It was a wash. And
he lost Feraligatr early. I think it was the first mon he lost.
You gotta prep for the main threats. You can't you can't go into the battle with your pants down. He had nothing for Zam.
Nah. I mean, I think he had Ice Punch for Gliscor. I think he might have had Crunch. I mean, I can ask Gage. I didn't actually ask him. But like, I don't know why he doesn't try to set up on that Gliscor. I don't know what that Gliscor could have done to him. Like, knockoff maybe? He's your Z captain. He's not knocking you off. Earthquake was doing how much realistically? Like, inversely, Preston would have even had an easier time if he had brought D-Dance 3-move in the physical set for Kingdra. If he brought Ironhead, Outrage, Waterfall with D-Dance, I think he would have been in a much better position to win that match.
If he's not running Swift Swim Kingdra, because he doesn't have a rain setter, I don't think. I feel like it's got to be, the D-Dance or like the Sniper set, which is completely fucking stupid, but it's like physical Kingdra at that point is probably your better bet because also you're hitting waterfalls instead of fucking hydro pumps. So yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to my match here, where I dragged Garrison into the dirt with this match. This is a nasty win that I got here. I'm not proud of it. It's the second time I've done it too. It's again a bowling shoe ugly. It's a win that you can ask Mike. 'Cause back in season 2, I refused to fucking move Suicune out of there against his slow bro. I just kept hitting Calm Mind. I kept hitting Rest. I kept hitting Scald. We weren't doing anything to each other, and that match lasted I think like 80 turns because I needed enough plus to stay out of last place.
Wow.
Much the same here. After I lost Espeon to a really dumb switch on my part, I was just like, okay, I'm going to try to magic bounce the fucking Willow or the taunt or whatever he's trying to do to me here. And then I ate the knockoff and it's just like, oh, fuck, there goes my answer. So...
Garrison, I give you respect for bringing Overheat and Thunder on your main Etric. bring Thunderbolt and Flamethrower. You got disrespected by Scarf Caragnal on your Lando, and then you missed 2 Overheat. Turn 1, and then you missed 2 Overheats.
And that's the thing. I not to disrespect Garrison, again, he's an X Factor. I didn't know what he was going to do, but I thought about it. It's like, this is your first match here. You want to kind of lead with your best, so I assume he was going to try to do, like, just set rocks with Lando or whatever against what I had, and I was like, okay, what can I do here? Just in case he's scarfed, let me put a scarf on Cryogonal so I can kill it with Freeze Dry, and Freeze Dry takes care of his water types too, so we'll just go ahead and do that, and if I need Cryogonal for anything else, I can use him. And he was useful, and man, Scarf Cryogonal is actually pretty nice.
I also think in this match, I was saying it while I was watching the replay, I think Garrison just gets a little too greedy in this match. I think...
Yeah, he had some chances to win.
Yeah, I think he clicked Glare with Superior one too many times. I think he clicked Recover instead of Taunt, or Willow instead of Taunt on certain Pokemon. It was really towards the end. I think it was on your Empoleon when it had, like, 7 HP. I think... No, it wasn't on Empoleon, maybe. It was on
when
some.
When I switched in Zygarde at the end, where I was just like, okay, this is all I have left, I thought he was going to try to burn him because you're scared of Zygarde's attack, because you should be, and that's when I got behind the substitute, and at that point I just started dancing because Sableye was burned at that point too, and what's it going to do? I just needed to get up to a certain point where I could kill whatever his last mon was, which was Superior, I think, or something.
I want to go back to the one point before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of play devil's advocate, because I feel like I'm more on the other side of the fence than you guys are. I feel like his play was Thunderbolt Overheat. I prefer Overheat over Flamethrower. It's definitely a surprise chunk of damage. I banked on it in my game this week, and I mean, at some point you have to kind of weigh risk reward, and Overheat hits more 2-taps than Flamethrower does.
And you can Volt Switch out of their next turn, and it basically erases whatever the downside of Overheat was.
Right.
That's true. I'll give you that.
Like it's a good to do surprise chunks of damage, especially in a format where all of us pretty much switch a lot.
Oh yeah, switching is everything.
There's not as many ballsy plays or as subs or anything like that. We're all kind of almost in like don't lose mode, so we kind of make the play into checks that we have made.
We're all kind of super aggro,
it's
too.
nice. Yeah, exactly. So it's nice to have like an ability or a move that like really does surprise chunk damage.
Surprise moves. I will give that to you, Manny. Surprise moves are game changers.
And speaking of surprises,
Let's
Oh
go.
my God,
Let's
I
go
hate you.
right. I like that. Rolling right into it.
Zoroark.
All
Oh,
right,
baby.
so all week I was helping Murphy prep and he was helping me prep, and I was like, Murphy, I don't want to prep against Silvally or Zoroark because I'm not having you make 26 different Zoroarks and like 17 whatever, however many types of Silvallies there are. We got into the match and I goofed real hard.
Yeah, you gotta look at them health bars, friend.
Yeah, oh my God. As
Because
soon
I
as
botched the disguise. I wanted him to be disguised as Entei, but I messed up the order, and then he wasn't.
Also, the whole first couple turns when I had Lantern in, I was like, holy shit, I cannot click Volt Switch right now on this Tapu Fini because he has Motor Drive Zeeve Strika, and that's gonna kill, or the other one that gives you a boost in attack,
Lightning
Zeeve
rod.
Strika, yeah, and it's gonna fuck me up. I was like, I can't deal with this, so I refused to click it, and Manny takes out my Lantern pretty much entirely because of it. Feels good.
Zoroark, man, I remember having a conversation with Joe about when my draft plans, when I had to redo them all, like mid-draft. I remember I was like, Joe, what do you think about Zoroark? And he kind of talked me into it. And week one, and I'm already like in love. And I'm gonna say this right now: by the end of the season, I do think that Zoroark is definitely a steal for 60 points.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And we might even have to look at making him at least 100.
We got the last battle of what we got here. Tyler over Dave +2, and I think I have one question that we can ask for this battle here. Are we underrating Tyler?
No.
No.
No. So moving on.
There it is. All right.
That's the whole match right there.
This is what you get when you're the only multiple-time last place champ. So
Is the rust real week one? I think because some of these matches, Dave got crit a few times, James got crit a few times. Both of the Washington people got crit out the ass for some goddamn reason.
It rains crits in Washington,
sure.
but
For
on
sure.
you, not for you.
the rust is real.
The rust is real. I think that the first match is always the hardest to me because there's absolutely no precedent. You don't know what anybody's going to be doing.
No, especially when in a league like this that we've been building upon, season 2 to season 3, like I had a pretty decent understanding of what was going to be good. I got it. It made a little more sense to me. Now it's like it's a shooting game. It's like shooting in the dark. It's very rough, I think, especially on the new guys. And even people that have only been in it for a season, like some of the New York people that just joined, it's still rough on them. And then on us, it's rough, I think.
You get to a certain point where you kind of ease into it, but definitely the first few weeks that we got here are a little... They're scary, I'm going to say.
Dude, I swear, dude, as soon as I saw the matchups and I was versing Manny week 1, I was like, oh, fuck.
All right, so that's a bit of the week in review here. Thomas, you have a fun new segment that you'd like to debut called Team Spotlights, if you please.
Yeah, so each week now in this lovely podcast we got going on, I'm going to review 2 teams out of the Conference Cup battles. I chose to go with Mario and Carmine. So we got Mario with the team Perfect Celebi. He is 1-0 now. He's got some pretty solid picks. He's got Miss Magius as his captain. It can also, as its Z captain, use Normal, Rock, Ghost, Fire, Grass, Electric, Psychic, Ice, Dark, and Fairy Z moves. Then he's got Heatran coming in, Mega Absol. I think Mega Absol is actually a great pick on his part. Holistically speaking, I think he didn't have a Dark type yet, and he needed it just for type coverage. But I think the fact that it has Justified or Pressure, I think Pressure is actually kind of underrated as a ability in draft format. I think you can pressure people with it. I think it's like Toxic
Literally.
Stalling and things of that nature. Not to, sound stupid. You can use it to your advantage. And I think Justified is huge too, because like, even though it's his Mega and you can't knock off his item, like if he switches in on your knockoff with Justified, he gets a boost and then Megas into Magic Bounce, which is an amazing ability in draft format. You play so many mind games with that ability. We have Heatran. Heatran is such a versatile Pokemon. It can be Life Orbed, it can be Scarfed, it can be Spexed if you're that, ballsy. It can be very defensive. It can be a Rock Setter, Toxic Staller, Air Balloon set. It has a Trapping move. It's very versatile.
I think the trapping set is really underrated for Heatran, too.
I agree as well. Then he's got Nidoking. Nidoking is by far, I think, one of the better draft Pokemon. Huge. It can bring a physical set. It can bring a special set. It can even be bulky if it wants. It gets rocks, T-Spikes. You can get rid of T-Spikes on your side. Scarf, Life Orb with Reckless. It's just got, and its move pool. Oh my god, its move pool is crazy. And then we got Regirock. Now, Garrison will know this, because I've actually seen Garrison do this. AV Regirock is a force to be reckoned with. 200 base defense, 100 base special defense with 100 base attack. You bring like Power Up Punch, it gets coverage with the punch moves, it gets Earthquake, it gets Stone Edge. It can do some damage, I think. And then of course the MVP, Milk Tank, with every good ability in the book. I think it has Thick Fat, it has Scrappy, it has Sap Sipper, thing's a monster. Rock Setter, Stall with Milk Drink, Toxic Protect, Rollout if you want to be, like a shout out
really
to Gen
want to
2.
be Whitney.
Yeah, it gets the punches, it gets return. Stab return, I'm sorry, it's nothing to fuck with the Scrappy. I think it's just really strong. I mean, yes, there's steel types, yes, there's rock types, bulky waters, whatever. Then we have Salamence. Salamence is a 115 speed tier. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a 100 speed tier. I can't read my own notes. 135 base attack, 110 base special attack. So you could even be a little fun with it and bring a special set that nobody expects. Either set's very scary on Salamence. There's a reason why Mega Salamence is banned. Heracross. Oh, Heracross with that 125 attack. 85 speed tiers, but you could bring Scarf with Moxie. Guts with, a Flame Orb. That's gross. Honestly, I was watching somebody play UU Ladder before, and Guts, Flame Orb, Heracross won him every match. Every single match. It was gross. It has great coverage. Stab Bug is kind of funny to me, because I think that a lot of Dark types and Psychic types run around and think they're hot shit, and then you just get Heracrossed. Then we got Starmie coming in. You can bring a bulky set. It gets Rapid Spin, Recover, Toxic, Ice Beam, Psychic, Scald. Anything that can bring Scald, I think, is a good Pokemon in a draft format. Because you just immediately, if you get lucky with a Scald Burn, you can take out some very important physical threats right off the bat. I think it's very good. Whimsicott. Prankster Whimsicott is hilarious. Now we know it gets Tailwind. It gets Leech Seed. It gets Moonblast, Giga Drain, Energy Ball, HP options. It's very good.
You can run Infiltrator sets too.
You can run Infiltrate. Oh my god, it gets Infiltrator too. I almost forgot to mention that. I had it written down as well. Thank you for reminding me, Joe. It's absolutely gross. And then coming in with his last mon being Electabuzz. Electabuzz, not my favorite. I think Mario has a soft spot for it. I personally am not a big fan, but it gets some funny moves, I think. It gets Psychic, Quick Attack, Signal Beam, Volt Switch, Wild Charge. Like, you could run some stuff on it. And then we got Carmine's team with, Pineco at the Disco. I like the puns this season. I think there are a lot of good puns. I think there's a little too many puns related to pop groups, but that's okay. Coming in with him, he has T-Tar, not Mega, as his captain. T-Tar probably has the most options in Z moves. It gets Normal, Fighting, Flying, Ground, Rock, Ghost, Steel, Fire, Water, Electric, Ice, Dragon, Dark. I think it's missing Bug, Grass, Psychic, and Fairy are the only ones it's missing. That's disgusting. Absolutely gross. He has Mega Chomp, which, in my personal opinion, I prefer Garchomp over Mega Chomp, but I still think Mega Chomp's a solid Pokemon with Swords Dance and 3 attacking moves. Not even. You could bring 4, just straight up 4 moves with coverage instead of Swords Dance. It has Iron Head, Poison Jab, EQ, Stone Edge. Outrage is still nothing to fucks with. Aqua Tail. It's got great moves.
Don't forget Sand Force.
Oh yeah, that's a broken ability. That brings its 170 attack up to even higher, and it's got 120 base special attack. Watch out for Mega Special Chomp. That could be funny.
That would be fucking stupid.
That would be stupid, but nobody would expect it.
You could do it.
You could totally do it. He's got Rotom. Carmine has Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash is one of those Pokemon I think that are fantastic in draft format. I think it's fantastic in every format it's ever been in. Trick, Willow, Trick with choice items is hysterical, or if you even want to be really dumb, Trick with an Iron Ball onto a flying type. that grounds them. That's hysterical. I've seen that. That's really funny in my opinion. It's bulky. It can be a force to be reckoned with if you bring Scarf or Specs, even if you want to get, down with your bad self. It gets Willow. Pain Split is the dumbest move in this game, in my opinion. Like, Pain Split and Thousand Arrows are the two dumbest moves I think I've ever seen, ever introduced into Pokemon, ever. And it gets one of them, so. Amungoose. I think Amungoose is very powerful. It's got a very high HP stat at 114. It gets Spore, Knockoff, Clear Smog, Foul Play. It gets Sludge Bomb. No, it does not. It gets Synthesis. It gets Stomping Tantrum now, which is like mini EQ.
Why would you want a Mushroom Stomping Tantrum?
Dude, I don't know. They gave that move to like a bunch
Everybody.
of Pokemon for no reason.
Yeah.
But it didn't get EQ, and now it has answers for Fire types potentially that switch in on it. I don't know. I think it's a great Pokemon, especially in draft format. It's not up there with those like really good Pokemon, but it's very good. Gastrodon. I think Gastrodon's a good counter to any potential rain team that he faces with his sand team that he has here for himself with Storm Drain and stuff like that. Like Gastrodon again, Recover, Toxic Stall. It's very bulky. It's a very good Pokemon. I think it's very specific though. I think its moveset is limited to a degree, but it's just very bulky and it gets you some clutch spots. Malamar, I think, is a very gimmicky Pokemon. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's very funny, but its contrary gimmick is about all it's got going for it. Its stats are lackluster. It's got a 92 attack. It's got a 73 speed. Excadrill, quite possibly the most busted mon to ever come out of Gen 5 that's not an Uber Pokemon, in my opinion. This Pokemon is stupid. It's a Rock Setter, Rapid Spin, Stab, Iron Head, Stab, EQ, Stab, Stone Edge. It's got it all, I think. It's a very good Pokemon. Again, I put it pretty high up in draft format. Minshao is something that I saw James bring Season 2 and drafted in Season 3 because I thought it was hysterical. It's Regenerator, U-Turn, Knockoff, Poison Jab, Reckless 2, High Jump Kick, Tornadus, I. He does not have Tornadus, he has Tornadus, I. Prankster, I think, is funny with Tailwind. It hits pretty hard with a 125 special attack and a 115 physical attack and a 111 speed. It's got options. It does so much. It's a great Pokemon, I believe. A Pokemon that I wanted that was drafted away from me, Murica, or Braviary, is a very bulky flying type with Tailwind. Anything that gets stabbed Brave Bird is gross in a draft format.
And it's got Sheer Force, too.
And it's got Sheer Force. Nothing wants to switch in. Very few things switch in to stab Brave Bird. Especially Choice Banded stab Brave Bird. That's scary. And then we got Bufflin, Tauros' distant cousin from the America-based version of Pokemon. Choice Band Head Smash. That's gross to me. I think it's hysterical. It does so much damage. I don't care what you say. It gets Reckless, it gets Sap Sipper, it gets Soundproof. I don't know if you'd really bring Soundproof, but like this thing is a threat Choice Banded. I will say it for the rest of the season. Watch out for Carmine's Bufflin. And that is all I have to say about these two Conference Cup teams.
How you feeling? Do you need to take a drink?
No, I'm okay.
So the commish picks of the first week here, nobody really did amazing. I'll be honest here. I came out on top with a 6-4. Manny split the uprights here at 5-5, and Thomas, you got completely fucked with 3-7.
I honestly picked with my head and not with my heart on a bunch of picks. As cheesy as that sounds, I should have bet against Mike. I should have bet with Preston. I should have bet with whoever beat Dave. I can't remember right now off the top of my head.
Tyler? No, you're not going to bet
Tyler.
with Tyler.
Oh yeah, wait, no, I'm not going to bet with Tyler. I forgot.
This week we got a few games to pick here. The first one that we're looking over is, of course, I think James is listed first on everything where he's not conference cupping. So, James versus Trevor here. I think, again, I don't want to... Man, I don't... I feel so bad for Trevor, but I think that James has learned his lesson from week one, and he's going to do something really... He's going to pull out some crazy shit this week, and I think he's going to get the victory.
Give me James.
I got to go with Trevor, actually. I think Trevor... This first match was a wake-up. I think he went into the draft very confident. I think he drafted a great team. I think week one Rust got the better of him. He got spooked a little bit, but I think now he's going to pull his shit together. I think he's going to pull out the win.
Our second match of M1 versus Mario here. M1 kind of, again, lucked into his victory sort of against James here, so I'm going Mario.
Mario +4.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Lock of the week.
Ooh.
Ooh, I got to go with Mario on this one, too.
Now next we've got Mike versus Dan S here, which I know that you're probably excited about, Thomas. I think, again, the first match, there were very certain things that Tristan had to counter Mike. I think that Dan's not going to have that stuff.
No. Oh, no, not even close. And I think this match in particular is going to be hysterical because of how salty Dan got about that comment that Mike made in the Facebook
that was
group.
hilarious.
Dan was talking about that for like a week. And as soon as I told Mike that he was talking about that, Mike was like, oh my god, I can't wait to be in the same division. And then they were in the same division.
So it's Mike across the board. Are we going to... All right, so if Mike starts this season 0-2 and both of us, when all three of us pick Mike twice here, I think I'm good. Can we bond together and never pick Mike again if he loses this match?
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we'll never pick Mike ever again. That's fine.
Tristan versus Carmine here. I think that Mario's a very, very tough opponent, and Carmine didn't really get a chance to show all of what his team's about here. Again, we saw that Tristan is in his match against Mike, he had a lot of things go his way. Like I said, I don't know, you don't know if he meant to do things like Regenerator being traced, like how Trevor in season 3 or 4, whenever, to get him out of last place, he basically accidentally traced Chlorophyll when the sun was out against Mike.
I remember that. That was a good match.
Give me Tristan.
Okay.
I gotta go with Tristan because Tristan is Mini Kyle. They're the same person. One's just younger. So I think it's gonna be like a Kyle versus Carmine match almost, but it's gonna be Tristan and.
Me versus Preston. I'm taking me. What, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I gotta go with Joe here.
Sweep
too.
it.
Sweep it.
Speaking of Gage versus Kyle, I gotta go with Mr. Consistent on this one because no offense to Gage, but I'm the person I'm scared most of in this division is Kyle, of course.
Oh yeah, dude.
Sweep it.
Yeah, dude. Kyle +2. I'm sorry, Gage, but like, ooh, Kyle is just too consistent.
Thomas versus Tyler. Jeez, I don't know about this one, guys.
Oh, that's rough. That's a rough one.
Sweep it.
Just to let Tyler know, I've watched his replay 4 times now. It came out on Sunday, and it is Tuesday night. I've watched it 4 times.
Now we got this guy here, Manny, whoever that guy might be, versus Derek. To put this into perspective, I'm going Manny +4 here because Manny is a very worthy opponent whom I defeated in the championship, and Derek came in last.
Yes. That happened.
Sweep it.
I got the pizza to prove it.
Our first of the Conference Cup matches here, Rob versus Murphy. I'm going Rob on this one because I gotta go with my boy Bobby. I picked against him last week, and it bit me in the ass, so I'm ready for it.
Give me Murphy. Rob's luck ends tonight.
Oh.
And by tonight, I mean some point in time over next weekend.
When that match happens.
Exactly.
I like Murphy, but I think Bobby is just a little too savvy for Murphy here.
Rob has a bag of tricks no matter what, which is, and in addition to his luck, which is scary. And the final match we got here, Garrison versus Dave. I gotta go with my diamond guy that I just beat, Garrison. I think he can. Dave played, again, well, he did get crit a lot, but he played pretty poorly against Tyler, so.
I'm gonna go with Dave. I think him and James form a nice little brain trust over there on the West Coast where no one can see them cheat.
Oh man. Alright, give me Gary this week, my boy, because I'm telling you, this man, he's like Rob. He pulls out some dumb shit that nobody expects.
But I think, gentlemen, with our picks in the books here and our exhaustive conversation about Week 1, I think we're going to bring this episode of Inside the PFL to a close. Week 2 is ahead of us. The season is just beginning, but in many ways, I think this might be the most important week of the season.
Let's go! Every week is important. Let's
Dude,
get hype.
That was some hype right there. Ooh, I like it.
The pre-workout is cycling out.
We'll be watching these games very closely, as you can fucking tell, and we will deliver some more quality content next week here for you. I am Joe.
Manny, peace.
I'm your boy, Thomas.
And this is Inside the PFL.